Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sally Kishamusa. My name is Tirika. Today's our special headline is Angles for International School Music Program and Facility. Earls is a very successful school that has achieved many things over the past few years. Recently, it has opened up a new campus into COVID-64, and today Paris Rai will help us explore Anglo's music facilities.
I am the fabulous Ryan, and we will go and interview Mr. John. Let's go. Hello, Mr. John. Hello, Mr. John. I am Ryan from CCV Network, and we are going to interview you. This is Mr. John Earls, and he is Anglo-Singapore's International School Head of Music Department. Hello, my name is Ryan, and today I will be interviewing Mr. John about his music program and so on. So let's get started. Mr. John, I would like to ask you about your background.
Okay, well, my educational background was at a music college in London. I went to Trinity College of Music, and while I was there I studied the violin and the piano and the viola, and I took a teaching diploma and a performing diploma, and then after my 5th year at college I took a fellowship diploma, which is equivalent to a master's degree.
Alright, how many years have you been teaching or playing the violin in London?
Well, in London, when I first left music college, I freelanced for a few years, which means I played with various different orchestras here and there. But then eventually, I got a full-time job in an orchestra called the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, where I was a first violin.
And when did you move to Thailand?
I moved to Thailand after I'd been teaching for a while. So when I had finished my playing full-time career, I started doing more teaching. And I first of all taught in a school called Repton Prep School in Derbyshire. And I was there for 7 years. And it was after that I decided to try and expand my horizons by travelling the world. And that's when I first came to Thailand.
What are the schools you've worked in and how long?
I worked at Bangkok Patana School for 6 years. Then I moved to St Andrews, and I was there for 8 years. And then I went away, I left the country and I went to Brunei, but just for 1 year. And now I've come back to Bangkok again, and I'm an Anglo.
What do you like about the school music program and facilities?
Well, the thing I like most about the music program we have at this school is that it's very much based on practical music. All the classes are learning about music by playing instruments and singing as well. And I think music should be a really practical subject. And as far as the facilities are concerned, when I started, there were very few facilities, but the school has been really good about resourcing it. And we've now got instruments and listening equipment that we need. And we're going to eventually have a recording studio for when we record all the coursework at IGCSE and A-level. So it's looking very promising.
What do you want to change or improve about the music program?
Well, the main thing that I want to improve about the academic side of it is to bring in IGCSE music for years 3 and 4, and then continue into A-level in the future, which will mean that all the year groups in the school will have the option of studying music.
Are you pleased about the music program?
Yes, I'm very pleased with how it's going, and I like to see lots of children involved in music, and we've got some extracurricular activities like the choir and the string ensemble, which is very good for getting children involved outside the classroom as well.
Since you moved here, have you faced any challenges, difficult challenges?
The main difficulty I had when I first came to Anglo was getting used to a very different culture in the school from places I'd worked before. Everybody has to be at school by a certain time and you're not allowed to leave by a certain time. And at first I found that quite strange, but I've got really used to it now, and in fact I think it's helped me to get myself prepared for all my lessons and for all my activities, because when you have to stay at work you may as well be doing something useful.
Could you please explain briefly about the music facilities in the school?
Well, the music facilities are quite straightforward. There's basically one music room, which is partially soundproof to improve the sound. We have instruments for students to play in all the different year groups, and we have the instruments for a band, like electric guitars, drums, bass, and a microphone for singing. So, and then for listening, we've got a good stereo system and a computer hooked up to a big screen so that you can watch and listen to all sorts of media. And in the future, we're hoping to get a recording studio which will be really good for recording the coursework for the IGCSE and A-level music students.
You recently organized any plans for activities?
Well, the most recent activity we've had was the Christmas concert, which was a really big event. It involved everyone in the school, right from kindergarten up to the JC level. So that was a really big event, and we're going to have some smaller concerts in the future as well. And there'll be an arts week, I think, in the term 3, where we'll have another big concert.
Could you please explain briefly about the music IGCSE?
Yes, well, music IGCSE is something that students start studying for in year 3. So your year group's the first year group will be able to take advantage of that. IGCSE music has got 3 components to it. There's the listening paper, where you listen to music from all over the world and from right through history. And there's also a performing element where you have to play all by yourself as a soloist and also as part of a group. And the final one is the performing segment, where you have to make up 2 pieces of music and write them and have them performed. And all those 3 areas are assessed, and that goes towards your final grade.
How did the school respond to your music suggestion?
Well, the school seemed to be really positive about the idea of having a broader range of subjects for IGCSE, and I haven't heard officially that the school will run with the IGCSE music, but I have seen in a letter to parents that the director of the school has said that it's going to happen, so I'm very hopeful.
Very briefly about the school orchestra.
Well, the school orchestra is something that I'm hoping to build in the future. We've started off with a very small string ensemble where we just have 4 students. Play together, and I play along with them as well. But that's something that I hope over the years will grow. We'll get more string players and also more other instruments, until it's finally a real symphony orchestra. There isn't any more. So you can ask that one question.
We're finished?
No? Ask about the plans for the future.
How would you like to see the music program go in the future?
I think the main thing I'd like to see is to get more students involved in the things that we're already doing. So it's really a matter of developing what we're doing so that we have a larger choir and a larger orchestra, and getting more students involved in practical music making.
Thank you very much, Mr. John, for this interview.
It's a pleasure.
Finish this. Okay.